Crunchyroll Award time, where Annie 2 puts on its critical pants to a point and laugh at a corporation trying to make an award show, in which we all can say is flawed. I don't know why I'm talking like this, so I'll stop. Look, I'm in agreement with most people nowadays that if you have a problem with the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, then just make one yourself. I'm in the camp that's getting tired of all the bashing, simply cause it's getting old. Soon the award show itself is going to be a whole can of potatoes, but that's a video for another day. Anyway though, before we get into how I voted this year, I just want to give credit where credit is due and say the variety overall is better than what I expected. While it does have a lot of the same anime filling the nominations, the picks are appropriately warranted this time. Plus, any newer picks they choose also fit their nominations well. Could the most popular anime still sweep the list? Probably, but at least they've done all they could with the choices. But enough of the gib gab, let's break it down now, y'all, with the first category. Best Protagonist. As we come to our first category, I want to preface that a lot of the reasons I pass on a choice is probably because I didn't watch enough anime this year. AKA, I am a sinful soul that didn't watch much Demon Slayer at all. So yeah, I'm going to confess my uncultured self now. But anyway, for Best Protagonist, we got Emma, Hakimaru, Saitama, Senku. Shit! And Toru, which for the last one, why is she here? Look, no flame to Fruits Basket, but with personal exceptions aside, I tend to lean towards picking choices that are new to the table. We already know Toru is a great character, but she definitely doesn't represent 2019's new content. She might represent the wave of nostalgia baiting we are getting in media, with the remake and all, but not the best 2019's protagonist has to offer. So with Saitama, for instance, I want to clarify that it doesn't mean a sequel character can't win a vote from me, but they just have to do something significant enough in their current development to beat everyone else. I know, kinda hypocritical to what I just said, but sue me. Season 2 Saitama did not do that, mostly because he barely had screen time and didn't really develop much at this point in the Garo arc, which leaves the remaining 3 choices. Emma is a character I would love to root for having to survive such a messed up world, as I see a lot of optimism in myself. Maybe that's why I defend a lot of her actions in the franchise. But I agree with many others that she gets even better in the plots after season 1. With that leaves these two boys. After so much consideration, I think I'm actually gonna go with Hakimaru for my vote. Senku may entertain me more, but I recall episodes in Dororo specifically that made me feel a variety of things. And at the end of the day, sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. And ovaries, considering that he is kinda hot. Best Antagonist. Okay, tangent time! I kinda feel bad for the shows that end up on Amazon or Netflix because their lack of promotion or distribution compared to the dedicated anime sites. For example, I was heavily looking forward to Carol and Tuesday when it was announced, but because it was on Netflix, it did not come out in the West when it did in Japan. And I refused to watch it on an illegal site because of their hidden ad buttons. So by the time the show actually came out, I was too lazy to get around to it. While Vinland Saga, on the other hand, didn't have scheduling issues, however, Amazon's platform isn't the best in terms of promotion. And I only realized it existed through word of mouth. And the fuck I know what Babylon is, so 3 choices left. I'll save the semantics and just vote for Garo on this one. What I loved about Garo being an antagonist was his rough storyline. Compared to Isabella from Promised Neverland and My Hero's Overhaul, they are both very calculating characters who tend to know what's going on, even if the most unexpected of situations happens. Their executions and motives and convictions always came off as clean and clear-cut. Garo, on the other hand, didn't win many of his battles easily. Sure, the average hero got fucked up by him, but when he faced an obstacle he couldn't easily overcome, you almost want to root for him as if he was the show's protagonist. By the end of season 2, it was a messy road for him. A bloody road for him. And that's kind of refreshing, actually, so that's my mindset for picking him. Got nothing else to say on that. Best Boy! Now we are at the two hardest votes for me. Best boy and best girl, because everyone's definition of this category is dependent on how you watch anime. For me, a true best boy or girl is someone who does one job and that one job well. They can be the protagonist, but I feel it's better suited for someone on the side, whose time and energy is not solely given to being, well, the protagonist. That's why for best boy, it's really down to Pacharity and Macho for me, who both give me that same vibe of not being a boy, but a man. So, who do I choose? Bruno, whose connections, dreams, and a pillar for Giorno make him the man, or Macho, whose happy smile, go-getting attitude in the pursuit of good health and dedication to muscular fortitude makes him a man's man. Well, considering I want to lose weight, and the fact that this smile doesn't get right up my feels, I'm gonna go with Macho for best boy. Best girl. The only difference for best girl with me is that when I look at you, I want my soul healed. First aid kits won't mean jack if I have the power of waifus and anime on my side. So, taking out the side that I did not watch, it seems pretty obvious from these pictures alone who shoots 50 cc's of happiness up my arm. I'm sorry, ladies. Compared to her, you two didn't have a chance. Best director. In which I'll cut to the chase and tell you I went with Mob Psycho 2. I may not be well versed in individual directors' work, but I felt fulfilled upon watching every minute of Mob Psycho 2's plot. As for every other choice, second verse, same as the first. Best animation. Animation is a different category entirely, since I didn't have to finish the anime to see if I visually liked it. This is obviously a subjective category, so it really depends on if you like seeing butts or battles being animated better. I always adored Mappa's works, but even I admit your tolerance on seeing people go into other people's butts will make or break your good vibes. Mob Psycho Season 2 was fun to watch, but it was more of the same with the first season, which already was good enough, so it's not worth my vote. I'm surprised Crunchyroll even remembered Fate Grand Order was a thing. It's almost as if the franchise is everywhere, slowly crawling into the fridges of our anime community, like a zombie horde ready to feast on the unsuspecting flesh of non-believers. I don't get the franchise either, but they sure know how to do wizard battles! So I'm actually gonna pick Demon Slayer for this category. Hooray! Even though I took a break from watching the show, I will agree there's nothing right now that beats this animation marvel. Best character design. Alright, I'll admit this one was hard. Every show here except for one has something I find distinct about it. I'm sorry, Vinland Saga, but when I squint my eyes, I sometimes see too much Attack on Titan and not much of yourself. Okay, quiet your pitchforks. It's a very biased opinion, I know, but that thought has never left my head, so I'm not voting for it. To help bring down the rest of the choices, I'll remove Kaguya-sama and Carolyn Tuesday because they are endearing with great uses of color, but I just don't vibe with it enough to make the vote. Similar can be said for Doro, surprisingly, it's just I prefer the series' character designs in motion than in still form. By then you start to see the contrast between the cool demonic designs and most of the human designs. Most were okay. The priest was dope though. Sonra fuck! It's inventive, but I prefer its set pieces the most from that show. Honestly, I don't exactly understand why I'm voting the way I am for this section, but Dr. Stone's character designs have my vote. For some reason. That's what my guts say. Well, maybe not entirely. I love its line work and how bold the characters pop out from the background. I like their silhouettes, and you understand what each character is about just by looking at their expressions. Yes, it's their expressions! I always thought Dr. Stone's characters were so expressive, hence why I never disliked anyone in the cast. Huh, I guess I solved my own conundrum. Best score. My least favorite award, since I don't have much to say, so I'm just gonna tell you I picked JoJo's because I'm that type of fan. Best fight scene! Hoo-ha! Same mindset I had for animation. It's going to Demon Slayer hands down. For this category, I tend to watch the fight scenes separately on YouTube for the shows I didn't watch, and yeah, it's hella awesome. Though every fight scene put here was amazing. I mean, Levi versus the Beast Titan and King Crimson versus Metallica were bloody absurd and gets the blood pumping, but the fights in Demon Slayer are so beautiful, they are worthy of being in a museum. Best couple. I don't really care about this category this year, so I'm just gonna go with these two since that's what the show revolved around, and their innocent mind games make my heart happy. Can't get any simpler than that.
最高の日本語音声パフォーマンス
So, I'm tired of giving this award to Mamoru fucking Miyano. He's a damn good Japanese voice actor because he can transcend cultural gaps in his performance. You don't have to understand the language nor references to love his acting. So last year, I gave the award to him because no matter what, he always sounded like he was having fun doing what he was doing. That being said, he's not getting my vote this year. That honor goes to Yuko Kaida as Isabella. Her performance was complicated, it sounded poised, but most importantly creepy as fuck. She's a huge reason why I had a hard time watching parts of the anime, and I'm already a big scaredy baby to horror titles, so good job for sending feels in places I didn't think I had. Best English voice actor. Okay, more up my alley, but I didn't watch many dubs this year, so be right back!
And thus Shannen went on a small quest to gauge the performances of this year's brave souls.
Okay, so why is Laura Bailey here? I feel like this is cheating. Her performance as Toru this time is as good as it's always been, but I don't think it reflects 2019 either. Now let's be fair, dubs of older anime, remakes, etc. can be done this year anew. Dub Talk has taught me that plenty of times. But I just feel like I don't want to lose to my nostalgia boner.
Nope.
Nostalgia ovaries for picking her. And I'm sorry, Casey, between the high expectations and controversy of the Netflix dub, it's really hard not to compare you to the original. It's not your fault, but I just don't feel like voting for you with such indecisiveness. Everyone else is fair game though, and when I mean fair, I mean Feyamata wins hands down, there's no contest. Kyle McCarthy's voice was sweet, and Billy Kametz had the right amount of angst for Shield Hero. But the Konosuba dub is comedy gold. I mean, I prefer darkness in the dub, but come on! Feyamata as Aku was great. So, that's the end of my story. Moving on. Best Comedy! Finally, we're done with the technical awards. On to the genres, which I'll make quick because I got a pizza with my name on it coming in 20 minutes. So for comedy, I want to say that My Roommate is a Cat feels like an outward choice here. It's funny, but its strength is more into heartwarming vibes, you know? It's like comparing ice cream to Snom. Both cool you down, but one makes you go, aww, so much quicker. Isekai Quartet was a fun idea, but once its novelty goes by, it's kind of just there. Not trying it again is always going to be that it's not for everyone's cup of tea type of anime, especially with all the cultural references. So while I enjoyed the series, I put it more towards a heartwarming category. So in the end, I chose the dumbbell anime only because it came at the right place at the right time for me as a person. But Kaguya would have been my close second. Best Fantasy. And finally, an award I can give 4. It was either this or the one about Chibi Bell trying to make books for a season. Astra in space. More like Astra go fuck yourself! As for... not feeling it. And I'm definitely not going to pick this one for Best Fantasy because... Best Drama! Promised Neverland. It gave me the most impact in many of my feels. It ruptures the horror glands in my corazon, so that's why I picked it. And stop tempting me with Fruits Basket, ya hoe! I will not be rubbed in the nostalgia ovaries again. And really, what the hell is Babylon?
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
The section that I don't really care about. It didn't take me long to pick this one. So I went with Mob.
That's all, folks.
And now, a poem by me. Roses are red, the Mongo's pika. My heart looms to hear one more chica. Until I decided to pick Veil instead because I'm pure headbanging trash. And now for the award we've all been waiting for. The 2019 Anime of the Year. The award that splits families, friendship, and french fries down to small cans of boiling opinions. And the award I do not give a fuck about. However, if I must, maybe just choose one who gets the honor of getting my insignificant opinionated vote. After many long hours of thinking and toiling away at the PC, I think the only one who deserves the title of the 2019 Anime of the Year is